Would you look at this alpaca? Isn't it adorable? Did you guys know that this alpaca right here is a part of a multi-level marketing scheme?
Would you like to be able to work from home and become a boss babe?
That's right. An alpaca is part of a multi-level marketing scheme.
Wake up to the wonderful world of alpacas.
In the tapestry of American enterprise, a narrative exists that is as old as the nation itself.
We're gonna make so much money.
Tales of opportunity and wealth just within reach of the ever-elusive American dream.
What makes America the greatest country in the world?
You do.
The multi-level marketing scheme.
But I fear I may have girl-bossed a bit too close to the sun.
MLMs, pyramid schemes, Ponzi schemes, these are phenomena as quintessentially American as apple pie.
It's not what it looks like.
I love alpacas because raising alpacas gave me an opportunity to walk away from a 30-year corporate career.
We've been raising alpacas for 9 years now.
You can invest in one of these cute little guys and earn a cool 10,000%.
I retired 2 years ago because of the alpacas, and it's just been a wonderful lifestyle.
When most people think of multi-level marketing schemes, they usually think of essential oils or cosmetics or wellness products or kitchenware or life insurance. They never ever suspect the cute, adorable, furry alpaca.
Oh my God, Daniel! I can't do anything. Stop recording! Stop.
People are creating dreams of financial fortunes off the backs of adorable farm animals, only to have those dreams toppled by the economic weight of it all.
My husband and I were looking for a business opportunity that we could share.
And if you listen to the farmers raising these animals, these self-styled pioneers of a bucolic lifestyle, they speak not just of freedom and a profound connection of nature, but also of profits that grow as effortlessly as the grass under their animals' feet.
Alpacas will have a baby a year. I'll describe them as dividends. Each of those dividends will bring, anywhere from $15,000 to $35,000.
The change in lifestyle has been wonderful, and it's the best decision that we've ever made.
So there's a lot to talk about, but first let's define MLMs so that we're all on the same page.
Generally, MLMs have two main things in common.
First, an MLM's products are not sold on store shelves. They are sold through a distributor.
You're not a brand partner. You are a salesperson, a distributor.
Now, these distributors, though, are actually usually just regular old people. They might be your friend or your neighbor, or your cousin, or that mean girl you went to high school with.
Gretchen, stop trying to make fetch happen. It's not going to happen.
Their job is to act as a salesperson for that MLM, where essentially they're buying product and then they're turning around and selling that product to folks in their community.
Kind of like Girl Scouts selling cookies.
But while direct-to-consumer retail sales are one part of the MLM business and often a big part of their sales pitch,
those distributors are always looking for more people to join them.
You get recruited by someone, you become part of their team, and then you are supposed to recruit people.
The real way that most folks who make money from MLM activity make their money is not by directly selling to a consumer, but by onboarding other folks to be salespeople that sit underneath them. And that person who sits above them gets a portion of their sales. So effectively, you have this sales structure with a lot of people at the bottom, less people in the middle, and very few people at the top, resembling a shape that I'm not exactly sure what I can legally call it. And when you think of an MLM, there's actually a lot of attractive principles to it. Oftentimes the promotional materials and conventions and awards associated with those MLMs try to actually make that whole lifestyle look very glamorous and show people having a lot of affluence and wealth and access and living a lifestyle that they might like to live.
Always the best life!
Over the next few minutes, I'm going to share
a way for you to make money from home.
And while for folks who might be selling, say, cosmetics, that lifestyle might look like fancy cars or luxury handbags, in the case of Big Alpaca, that lifestyle often looks a lot like this.
We were tired of living in a big city and decided that country life was more to our liking.
If you go back and look at a lot of the alpaca marketing from the 2000s, that's what it focused on.
Oh, you got a horrible breath. Ugh. Ooh, ooh.
The saga begins in 1984 when the first alpacas set hoof on American soil, imported from the mountainous regions of South America. These furry critters, known for their soft embrace and quirky apple-eating antics, quickly captivated the hearts of Americans. By 1991, a modest population of 2,000 alpacas had ballooned to over 86,000 by 2006, setting the stage for an economic phenomena that mirrored the gold rushes of past times.
There be gold in them there alpaca fur.
Hey, don't rub on that. You block that. You understand? That's alpaca.
But what the heck actually is an alpaca?
Me, I'm an alpaca.
Native to the lofty Andean highlands of South America, these gentle creatures have been companions to humans for millennia. They have thrived in the rugged terrains of Peru, Bolivia, and Ecuador, their existence intertwined with the cultures that flourished in these mountainous regions. The alpaca are cherished for their soft, hypoallergenic fleece, a natural gift that has warmed generations through the harsh Andean winters. With their serene demeanor and endearing, almost human-like faces, alpacas have captivated hearts beyond their native lands though. And these animals are smaller and more docile than their camelid cousin, the llama. The rise of alpacas within the United States coincided with a burgeoning movement towards sustainable and boutique agriculture, things that were bucking the norms of the big mega farms that were dominating and driving a lot of food production.
Why?
These animals, with their minimal impact on the environment and their luxurious fiber, fit perfectly into this new agricultural ethos. They became symbols of a lifestyle that married the simplicity of rural living.
Be nice, Susie.
Along with that entrepreneurial spirit that's often at the backbone of an MLM.
If you haven't already visualized yourself at Double Black Diamond, you need to kick yourself in the rear.
Alpacas became more than just farm animals. They were investments, commodities to be bought and sold in a burgeoning market.
We are going to the moon.
There necessarily wasn't the demand with textile manufacturers that there needed to be, but because there was so much interest in the animal itself, the real jackpot for money for those earliest days of alpacas was in breeding. The mathematics of multiplying alpacas, with females birthing every 18 months, turned pastures into potential gold mines. Prices for alpacas soared with the demand, commanding up to $750,000 for a single animal. Heavy regulations on livestock imports, particularly from Peru, a significant alpaca hub that was also rife with foot and mouth disease, isolated the US breeding market. It became a closed system, and propelled by a wave of advertising that romanticized alpaca farming as an escape from the urban grind,
Alpacas!
more and more Americans were lured into the business.
It was in the interests of the alpaca breeders as well as the breeding associations to bring more folks into raising alpacas, because the market became about buying and selling breeding stock, not actually producing the fiber that the alpaca created. So when I say that alpacas are an MLM, this is precisely what I mean. Because if you're just looking at raising alpaca as a farm animal to produce fiber that will help you make just a little bit of money, they are wildly unprofitable. How unprofitable, you might wonder? Well, I asked my friend Anne, who happens to raise alpacas, how much she makes from her alpacas every year.
Alpaca fiber is valued at $2 an ounce. So assuming that you get a 5-pound fleece from your annual shearing,
it costs $32 per animal to shear them. It costs $30 to ship the fiber to the mill, $50 to wash, dry, and pick the fleece, $140 to mill it into yarn. That 5-pound fleece will yield about 3.5 pounds of yarn. The mill will ship it back for $20.
The total value minus expenses for your fiber equals $165.50. Monthly shots for alpacas, which are like pretty much required if you want to keep them alive, amount to about $5
Feed and mineral comes to about $20 per animal.
So it costs $300 per year, and that is assuming there's no veterinary costs. In the most ideal financial situation, you will lose $134 per year per animal, and that's not even taking into account your labor or anything.
3 years ago, Peggy didn't even know what an alpaca was.
Something just came across my desk.
The 49-year-old's future is riding on these llama lookalikes.
It is perhaps the best thing I've seen in the last 6 months.
She made the unconventional investment after learning how robust the alpaca business can be.
Our analysts indicate it could go a heck of a lot higher than that.
Peggy's initial $56,000 investment.
We are looking at a grand slam home run.
She's betting her retirement on them.
Thank you for your vote of confidence, and welcome to the Investors Center.
With alpacas, it's something tangible that you have in your hand. It's always going to be there.
Inflated asset prices, unrealistic market expectations, and an over-reliance on breeding over product. Essentially because there was so much demand for breeding animals, that jacked up the price, and the people who were buying the breeding animals from the breeders were the ones that were actually fueling the economic engine of the expansion of the alpaca market in the United States. So then what you try to do is add more people and bring more people in and get more people encouraged to start raising alpacas. And as that population starts to grow further and further and further, you now have a market for the breeding animals that you've created on your farm. Alpaca prices plummeted. Farms that had invested heavily found themselves with animals that no longer paid their way. Tales of neglect and hardship echoing throughout the once thriving alpaca pastures. You see, unlike a box of diet milkshakes or stretchy leggings that can sit in somebody's basement completely forgotten, these alpaca are living creatures that require resources and care. As the market for alpacas plummeted, so did the welfare of these gentle creatures. While unique in its characters, the Great Alpaca Bubble isn't an isolated event or incident in agricultural history. It's just a stark reminder of the dangers of speculative bubbles, where the allure of quick wealth blinds investors to the supply and demand fundamentals of the industry.
To the moon!
Now, I'm not going to try to beat a dead alpaca here to make the case that they are a horrible investment. If I haven't convinced you of that at this point, I don't think I'm going to reach you. But I know that there's going to be some folks watching this video wondering if there are actually other reasons to raise alpaca.
Originally, we were going to get sheep, but my wife wasn't able to find any cheap sheep available. She saw an ad with alpacas on Craigslist, and now we have 28 of them here on the farm on 30 acres. You're not going to make money just focusing on the fiber. Farm tours, selling alpacas, selling cria, that kind of thing. It's really necessary in order to have an overall financial profit. If you're looking at it as strictly a financial investment, you're going to really need to pour a lot of time and a lot of energy and probably a lot of capital into making it work. So if you're looking to get alpacas as pets, I would highly recommend it. They're great.
So you might be hearing all of this and saying, gosh, Morgan, this is a wicked bummer. You are completely ruining my dreams of one day having a farm. If virtually all farm animals ultimately can turn into some sort of multi-level marketing scheme, how could I ever dream of actually being a farmer? Well, here's 3 specific things you should keep in mind to keep your farm dreams alive. Number 1, when you're considering starting a farm, very much think about your business model and the economics of your business model. Where are you getting your customers from? How much profit can you derive? How much are you going to invest? What do the risks look like? Really look at all of those things and break them down and look at where the incomes for successful farms are coming from. If the core profits for that business are coming from the products that you're raising themselves and how you're selling it and how it has a consumer base that's out there and very interested in your product, then maybe it's not a bad business to be in. But if the only way you can sell your product is by getting more people interested in the product that you sell, that might not be the best avenue for you to pursue. Number 2, easiest way to make a small fortune farming is to start with a large fortune. And then number 3, never ever exclusively take farming advice from somebody that you see on the internet. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm trying something new here. Be sure to subscribe, and if you want to learn more about me, you should check out that video right there. Thanks for watching.